So, if I don't do this thing that I'm about to tell you about in 100 days, I'm going to be jobless. I am going to be without income. And life is just not going to be a very enjoyable experience for me in particular. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, hello there. My name is Tandy, and I'm a multi passionate maker slash surface pattern designer. And I am reimagining what work is for me. Hence the YouTube streets. I'm hitting them because I'm too broke to stay out of sight. All right. Enough of the what are they called? Sound bites. Basically, I got into service pattern design in 2020, and it was during those months of the pandemic. And it was at that time that I had, I was at home, like everybody else was at home at that time. And I stumbled across a Skillshare class, and it was by, I can't remember, no, it was by, oh, what's her name? I will stick it on the screen somewhere. But it was by this teacher, and she was the breakthrough I needed in order to go from I can't draw to oh my gosh, I've created my first surface pattern design. Whoop whoop. And if you're wondering what surface pattern design is, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, let me go all the way back to zero, which is basically surface pattern design is the creation of collections of patterns, repeat patterns that can be used for any application on almost any surface that is printable, and you can create wallpaper, you can create stationery, you can create duvet covers, you name it, anything you can print on. Basically, you can create a surface pattern design for, a repeat pattern for. So that's what surface pattern design is. And why is it even important that surface pattern design is a thing? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When I was a little kid, I did something really cruel. Me and my cousin, so we're just chilling, hanging around, and she told me that if you get a butterfly and rub it on your dress, you can rub the pattern of the butterfly on your dress. And I was like, oh my god, really? Luckily for the butterflies, I never found a butterfly to rub on my dress. But I was gun ho trying to get a butterfly to rub on my dress for a while so that I could get repeat pattern on my dress. That's how long ago I was interested in repeat patterns. But I come from an immigrant background, which means that that's not what was in the expectations for me, if that makes sense. I was expected to become a professional and to keep a steady job and to keep working, up the ladder and pursuing that career. But that never panned out for me for another number of reasons. Despite getting a profession, um, that never worked out for one reason or another. So compounding that, I always thought that I couldn't draw. And in art classes, I wasn't the most gifted student who the teacher would be like, "Oh my gosh, your painting's got so much depth and so much vavavoom and so much this and that." I wasn't that student. I was the student who was like, "Good effort. You made a good effort." So that's who I am. Was, and that's a little bit brief introduction of why surface pattern design matters to me in a sense. I think if I go a little deeper, I really wanted to, when I was younger, one of the career paths I wanted to go down was to become a surface pattern designer. It was to draw repeat patterns for fabric and to create fabrics that were beautiful, that were disgustingly pretty, that you would want to sew them up into a dress before in a quick moment. But that was always out of the cards for me because of the self-imposed belief that I couldn't draw. So 2020 comes along and I stumble across this Skillshare class and I start learning how to draw. And not just and not do not only do I just learn how to draw, I learn how to create repeat patterns. My first pattern I created, I'm gonna stick it up on the screen somewhere. If I don't stick it up on the screen, I do apologize. My editing skills are still in the making. So where was I? Right. I was saying, it's come 2020, here comes this class. I started, it takes me 8 hours to create my first pattern. But oh my gosh, am I in love? Do I fall how do and how and oh how do I fall in love with this craft? More than anything that I've ever done for a profession, for a course, for approval of others, I go into flow states and I'm blown away. I'm blown away, but not only because, I'm so blown away. I'm like, I go into the I found this teacher on Instagram and I DM her, oh my gosh, my pattern is so pretty. Can I send it to you so you can see? If this pattern was if I wanted to sell something with this pattern, would I get done for copyright because it's based on your creation of in your Skillshare class? And she was- that's how much in love with this new craft that I stumbled across, that I fell in. And I started Instagram. So I started Instagram. I still have it. It's still there, but I never. Before I get to that, but I start then the practice, and the practice is basically every single day I'm drawing something. My iPad is in my hand. When I go to bed, my iPad is near me because I might dream a pattern and wake up and draw it in the middle of the night and go to sleep, and my pattern is, and at least the pattern, the idea has been caught. And if you've ever read Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, you'll know she says the ideas are creatures of. I'm gonna paraphrase this, but they're creatures who want to collaborate with us, but if we don't catch them quickly and collaborate with them in enough time, they move on to somebody else. So I'm catching my surface pattern designs and dreams and ideas like that, like they're going to run away from me, like they've got feet and they'll disappear if I don't capture them as soon as I get an idea. Sometimes I'm closing my eyes and I'm just doing something and I close my eyes and boom, behind my eyelids I see a pattern and I'm like, oh my god, I need to capture that quickly. That's the excitement that's going on. That's the flow state that I find myself in, the vavavoom that I find myself in. And but as you as life does, things happen and other priorities come into place. So I put my professional um, goals and dreams and the expectations that I decide to live up to. I put those first. I put my surface pattern desires and ideas on the back burner. And fast forward, this is from what? So let's say 2020 to 2022. I was in this flow state of capturing ideas, drawing consistently, constantly, all the time, and being committed to surface pattern design. Even doing a course by Bonnie Christine, called, what's the course called? Immersion 2021. I'm part of that cohort. Woohoo! To anybody who's done that course. And learning the skills from other people who did the skill before me and deepening my desire, my understanding of this craft. But life came along and kind of like boom, bashed that out of the way. And so my surface pattern design kind of laid by the wayside for a very long time. But I'm picking it back up now because I'm like, no, this must not go on because this is not the most aligned version of me showing up for myself. I'm not showing up for myself by carrying on living up to the expectations of others. I'm not showing up for myself by putting the desires of other people before myself and how I want my life to look like and how I want to experience life. So here I am on the YouTubes again. 100 days I'm giving myself to create a pattern a day. in order to get back into the groove of surface pattern design, and to not just get back into the groove, but to swim in it, to frolic in it, to dance and celebrate and be everything in it, because surface pattern design was such a big part of who I was and who I became, that it changed my life forever. And another part I'll touch on briefly, because I'll do another video on this if you're interested. No, I'll do another part of this because I'm interested too. Was I use surface pattern design as a way to self regulate. And oh my gosh, were those the most clearest, most freeing time, 2020, the period of 2020 to 2022, when I was practicing surface pattern design. Those were the most freeing, most liberating times of my life, because I was expressing myself regularly, consistently, constantly, and there was nothing you could do to turn off the tap. So that's why I'm here on the YouTubes, for a bit of accountability, but for future me, so that she can look back on this journey and be like, thank God she started that journey at the time she started that journey. Another reason is the stakes are a little higher, because, so do I say this? Well, okay, the stakes are a little higher because I wanted to not only do I want to start and restart my surface pattern design, and not only do I aspire to become a professional surface pattern designer, I also aspire to be a YouTuber. But I've always put off, or have started this YouTube channel multiple times and stopped it for many reasons, because I wasn't aligned with what I was talking about, or because I arrived too early and I wasn't quite ready I wasn't ready personally, or for whatever reason, I started and stopped. But I'm rebooting, and I'm picking this lane, being a multi-passionate maker who is also a surface pattern designer, because as a multi-passionate person, what tends to happen is that well, you have so many desires that are spread across so many different pathways. It's hard to pick one. And I'm picking surface pattern design now, but not solely just it. I'm picking my multi-passionate self as well, because I'll sprinkle in my other interests, because they're all tying together and they're all integrated and they all feed on each other, and build towards one thing, which is hopefully this business that I'm going to be starting after 100 days. But I'll tell you more about that in another video. And it's just, how can I put this? It feels right this time to go ahead and do this YouTube channel with this theme. I know we shouldn't pick a niche. I'm the niche, so I'm not really picking a niche. So if I talk about other things, don't be disturbed. It's okay. I'll hold your hand through it through the videos. But surface pattern design is what I'm going to be talking about the most, basically. So let me round off. Why does this matter? It matters because I feel like I'm one of those people, and I'm not the only one who's like this, who has dreams and goals and things they want to achieve, but they keep putting one thing or another before those dreams and goals, and time is passing and they're never getting that time back. You're getting older, opportunities are closing. For example, YouTube apparently is changing their rules, and which means it's going to be a little harder to become a creator with to get into the creator program, because they're apparently increasing the hours required for you to watch the YouTube, to be get paid for being a YouTuber. But that's not something that I know a lot about. If you're interested in that, you have to do your research for yourself. Don't take it from me and take it as gospel. Do your own research, because I've heard this from another YouTuber, so I didn't do my research. Don't blame me if I'm giving you false information. You've been warned. But what I'm trying to say is, we hold off things and we put things off and nothing ever changes. But I am kind of fed up of that. Things have to change. I want them to change so that life can be better, more, more. experienced, more fulfilling, not where it is right now, basically. So this is my opportunity and I'm taking this shot. So thank you for listening to my video. My name is Tandy again, and I'm a multi passionate maker reimagining the way I work, who is in love with surface pattern designing. So if you're interested in following me in my 100-day challenge, which I haven't really talked about the most in the video in this video, which is what I was supposed to be doing, um, I'm going to post a video, and at the end of the video, I'm going to share the pattern that I created for the day, and we're going to go from there. I'm going to do that for as long as possible. My target is 100 days, and we'll see how things go. Whether I can start a business after having built up momentum from that, that's something to see for the future. So thank you for listening once more, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely day. Goodbye.